Hey guys, welcome to another weekly reading vlog. I've started a bit late this week because it's already the 10th of December. So it's Friday today. I think I was supposed to start this on Wednesday, but it's only 2 days, it's fine. So I've got some reading updates to tell you, and also I've got some challenges that I will be doing this week. I have this week gift someone a book, make a donation, and recommend a book. I'm not going to recommend a book just yet, or make the donation just yet, but I am going to, in a minute, pick the person that I'm going to gift a book to. So what I decided to do this time round is put some names in my Night Eyes mug. Look at that. My stepmom bought me this because we're reading The Elderlings together. But yes, I love it. So Night Eyes has got a bunch of my BookTube friends' names in. The ones that I haven't gifted a book to recently. So I haven't gifted a book that many times, but I would like to gift more to my friends on BookTube now because, yeah, I just want to. No other reason than that. So yeah, this challenge is in the challenge bag a few times. So I'll do it differently next time, but this time I want to gift a book to one of my friends on BookTube. So yeah, at the end of this clip, I'll pick a name from here and we can find out who I'm gifting a book to, which will be exciting. This week, you guys voted for me to read The Grinch, which I already did. I read it on like basically 1 AM in the morning on the first day of this week. On Scribd, they had the PDF, like someone had uploaded a PDF of the book, so I was able to read it from that, which was really great. And yeah, I really liked it. I really loved it. The film just did such a great job at matching the book. Like, the sleigh looks so similar. The Grinch looks so similar. The Whos were a surprise to me because the Whos looked like the Grinch in the book, but in the film, obviously, they look more like humans. So that was like a little surprise for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed it because I've watched the film so many times, and the film takes the lyrics, it's kind of like a song, it rhymes, but the film takes the words straight from the book. Yeah, I felt like I'd read the book before because I already knew the words from the film. So yeah, anyway, I had a good time with that. It's just a short kids book, but it was good and I enjoyed it a lot. So last week's book that I was reading was The Disordered Cosmos, and I'm still reading that. I'm currently, I think, about 67% of the way through. So I basically have just finished that chapter that's called, that section that's called The Trouble with Physicists that I spoke about at the end of my last vlog. And yeah, this has been my favourite section of the book so far, I think. I think I mentioned a bit last time, but in the first chapter of this section, she's talking about the way things are run in the physics department and the structural problems with it and stuff like that. And then the next chapter was all about gender and the way that patriarchy kind of responds to gender diverse community. And one of the points that she made was that when you go to university as a student studying physics, you know, it's expected of you to learn all these new laws about the universe and all these equations and everything like that, and you have to be able to apply them to problems and think very critically about things and basically learn these things off by heart and, you know, really deeply understand these very difficult concepts. But when it comes to students and members of the faculty who want to change their pronouns to something that they're much more comfortable with, suddenly professors of physics just can't get on board with that. And I think that's not dissimilar to like the rest of society as well. Like, there's definitely this barrier to people not thinking they can move on to they, them pronouns and stuff. And yeah, she just kind of brought up, I guess, the hypocrisy of that standpoint of saying it's too difficult to remember everyone's pronouns, but it's not too difficult to expect students to remember all this very complicated stuff. Then the next chapter was all about people's roles in science. So the roles people play to make science happen. One of the things that really stood out to me in that chapter, I'll just read it to you, is where she says, at one institution where I was a researcher, the provost, I'm not actually sure what the provost is. It said something about an administrator, but it had two different meanings depending on the UK or the US, so I'm still not really sure what it is. But the provost told the scholars on my programme, most of whom were distinguished visiting Black, Latinx and Indigenous North American faculty who held tenure at other institutions, that he cared for diversity but not at the expense of excellence. It is incredible how common comments like this are, given how brazenly racist they are, especially since far too many academics swear up and down that explicit racism is no longer a major problem in academia, just implicit bias. Yet these comments explicitly suggest that minoritized candidates for faculty positions tend to be less qualified, less excellent. This is a piece of the other way that I am expected to compete with my male colleagues. They don't spend their careers hearing that who they are makes them fundamentally incompetent and less excellent. Yeah, that whole section really resonated with me, because when I was at university, don't get me wrong, like I was in quite a small group. There was about 20 of us, and only 2 of us were women. But they, on the whole, they were very supportive, like group of people, and really, really nice guys. So I don't want to slag them off in any way. But I did have one conversation with someone I was studying with about this topic and about tokenism, I guess. And they were saying that they were really frustrated because they felt like by having someone more diverse take a spot means that it's taking away jobs for people who would do the job better. And at the time, I was so annoyed, and I was arguing with them about this and just couldn't articulate what I meant. And I think Chanda just summed it up there. Like, it's about them making the assumption that somebody else who isn't a white man can't do the job as well as them or even better. And that's fundamentally wrong. But that whole conversation, it's true. Like, by that person saying that to me is implying that as a woman, I'm not going to do a job as well as them. And if I get a role, then that's because, you know, I've taken it away from them and they could have done it better, and therefore science loses. That is the general vibe that's out there in a lot of cases. I'm sure not everybody feels that way. But yeah, it's frustrating to read about. And obviously, as a white woman, I still have a million more privileges than other minority groups of people as well. So it's even worse for other people. And it really does do damage to how you feel about yourself. Anyway, that was just something that resonated with me, and I wanted to just mention on here. And I wish I could go back in time and have that conversation with the person again and try and explain it better to them, what I meant when I said that I felt they were wrong in their thinking. But anyway, it's gone now, I can't go back in time, so that's the end of it. And then the last chapter that I just read this morning was all about rape culture in physics and science in general, and well, just in general society, to be honest. And she spoke about her own experiences. So yeah, that's a real trigger warning section if you can't read about that. If you don't like physics or science or anything like that, but you're interested in the subject matter of like how, you know, gender and women's studies and stuff like that, then I really feel you might get something out of this section in particular. So if you can get your hands on the book and just read this section if you don't like the physics stuff, then I would recommend it. But yeah, so that's what I've read so far of The Disordered Cosmos in the last few days. Other than that, Piranesi, I'm still reading at bedtime. I'm only on page 92, but things are happening. And I'm so intrigued. Obviously, I can't say anything, so I'm not going to go on about it too long. But it's just, yeah, things are happening, and I'm kind of like, it was kind of freaking me out last night what was happening. Like, I felt dread, which I don't know if anybody else has read this, if they felt dread at any point, but I'm feeling dread. So yeah, I'm enjoying this still. It's good. Then Dragonhaven, I am on page, well, I don't know what page I'm on actually, because I was listening to it, about 115, I think. I've just a little way into chapter 4, and I'm buddy reading this with my stepmom. Once I finish chapter 4, that's our next check-in point. So I'm excited to check in with her. But to be honest, this is just plodding along. The plot is just plodding along. I'm enjoying being in the world. I'm enjoying the dragons. One of the dragons is such a cow. She wouldn't like to be called a cow either. But yeah, she is a cow. Mean. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to pull from Night Eyes. I love Night Eyes. To see who I'm going to be buying the book for, which I'm excited about. Oh, I don't know who. I don't have a preference, but you know, yeah, I feel anxious about it anyway. Like, who am I going to pick? Okay, I'm going to go with this one. It's Hugo. Hugo is from Scientist Reading World. That's his channel, and I adore Hugo and his content. I highly recommend, so I will link his channel down below. And yeah, I'm gonna buy him a book. He has got Amazon wishlist, but I don't know how up to date it is, so I need to message him and find out. So I have an ask, and then I will let you guys know what I ended up getting him and why. So yeah, a bit later on. But I'm so happy it's Hugo. I would have been happy with any of them. So Hugo, if you're watching, you already know by now, but I'm going to buy you a book. Alright guys, I've spoken for ages, so hopefully I can cut this down, but I will speak to you in a bit. Hey guys, it's now Monday the 13th of December and I finished last night reading Piranesi by Suzanne Clarke. This is the front cover. I still prefer it with just the hardback, but I'll put the cover on so I can show you properly as I'm talking. But yeah, I really thought that this book was going to be a 5-star read, but kind of towards the end, maybe with like a quarter to go, maybe a fifth to go, it started to become a 4-star book instead, sadly. I really thought it was going to be like a new absolute favourite. I think for the most part it definitely was like an absolute favourite, and I really enjoyed just the story and like working out what was going on and kind of getting all the little clues of what was going on and stuff. I enjoyed that. I loved the main character, absolutely loved the main character. I can't talk about the ending here, but I would have done it differently myself. Who am I? I'm not even a writer. But I was kind of hoping for something more. It's hard to explain when I can't talk about the ending. But yeah, if you've read the book, obviously no spoilers or anything in the comments, but let me know if you want to chat about it, and because I would like to chat about it, just to talk it through. But yeah, on the whole, I did really enjoy this, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. I felt it was a good, fun read. I didn't really want to put it down. Other than Robin Hood books, like that hasn't really happened to me recently, so it was really nice and refreshing to pick up like a brand new book. It's not even very long, and usually with short books I'm less interested. I like getting like properly in there with the longer books. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. With regards to Dragon Haven by Robin Hood, I am on page 198 of this, and yeah, stuff has started kicking off a little bit. The characters are in some trouble. One of the dragons in here is just so adorable, like, yeah, so it's definitely, like, I mean, good thing because it's the dragon series, but the dragons are amazing. Like, I love reading about the dragons. And then finally, the Disordered Cosmos, I'm on 75% of that. And yeah, that's still going well, but I haven't picked that up in a couple of days, so I need to either get back on it tonight or pick it up tomorrow, and hopefully finish it in the next couple of days, which will be good. Everything's kind of ticking along quite nicely at the moment. It's good stuff. I did realise that I haven't been checking in with the Hemisphere Christmas games, which I should be taking part in. So I'm just going to have a little look at the bingo board, which I'll put up here so you guys can see it. Although the writing's kind of small, so it's difficult to see when it's on the screen. Ooh, okay. Christmas in the Southern Hemisphere means lazy days, often spent swimming, reading a book, where most of the action takes place on or near a body of water. And actually, Piranesi definitely fits for that prompt. So I can totally tick that off my list. You can't double up with these prompts, so I can't use that for anything else now. I'm kind of hoping for red or green on the cover because I read The Grinch, but I don't remember seeing that. I could say The Grinch was a comforting read because it's one of my favourite films and I really loved reading it. I read it like late at night and it was cozy and it was fun. So that prompt is, sometimes we just need to be made comfortable, whether cooling down with some ice cream or warming up with hot chocolate. Read a comforting read. So that was a comforting read. So I can probably count that for that. Oh, and I'm about to read The Christmas Escape, and that is somewhere that takes place where it snows. So that would tick that prompt off. It's actually going like way better than I thought. And there's a few like vloggy prompts and stuff that I can do at some point. So I'm happy with that. I read 2 books and I can tick 2 of the prompts off for the Hemisphere Christmas games. I still haven't picked a book for Hugo yet. I need to do that at some point. Yeah, so the challenges aren't going massively well at the moment. I need to get on it. But currently things are going well. I just need to move it with the challenges. Hey guys, so today is the 17th of December, so I did not do well with this vlog at all. I was supposed to finish it on Tuesday, but alas, it is Friday. That's fine. So what you should have just seen in the B-roll is me doing my donation for the week, which was a challenge that I got from my little challenge bag here. And what I decided to do was donate to Crisis for Christmas, which is a homeless charity. Every year on my dad's side we usually do Secret Santa, but this year we're not doing Secret Santa, so we decided to all donate to Crisis for Christmas instead. So that was what I did this week. I also finally gifted a book to Hugo, and the book that I chose to give him was Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, because I just finished reading it, as you guys saw, and I did really enjoy this, and selfishly I want to hear Hugo's thoughts on it. So luckily he had it on his wish list. I didn't just buy it for him without him wanting it. So hopefully he does enjoy it. And I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts, Hugo, when you pick it up. Then my last challenge of the week was to recommend a book. And so in light of reading The Disordered Cosmos, and especially in light of the chapter about gender, I believe actually this author was quoted at the start of that chapter as well. But reading that chapter really got me thinking, okay, which books have I read from non-binary authors that I could recommend on this channel? And one of my 5-star reads that I read this year, I think I read it in February, it was a memoir called Life as a Unicorn by Amro Al-Kadi. I have spoken about this book on my channel before, like back when I read it, but I really do highly recommend this book. So Amro is a writer here in the UK. They write for different TV shows. I believe they've written episodes for Hollyoaks and stuff like that, and some other shows. And when I looked on their website, it said that they're in the process of sorting out a TV adaptation of Life as a Unicorn, which I think is going to be amazing, so I'm really looking forward to that. So this book tells the story of them growing up. It tells the story of their relationship with their family, their relationship with the Muslim faith, their relationship with people at school, and kind of how they went from trying to fit in with social norms and trying to fit in with kind of where society puts them, to really accepting themselves and becoming a drag queen, essentially, at the end of it. I actually listened to the audiobook back in February, and it was great, and Amru narrated it themselves as well. But yeah, I thought it was such a wonderful, wonderful book, and I really wanted to recommend that to you guys if you haven't already heard of it or haven't picked it up. It's well worth a read, in my opinion. Okay, before I go, I'm just going to update you on my reading status for the week. So this week I finished 2 books. I finished The Grinch, which admittedly was very short, but whatever, and Piranesi, which was also short, but whatever. For The Disordered Cosmos, I'm currently 87% of the way through, so I'm very nearly at the end of that one. And then Dragon Haven, I haven't picked this up in a couple of days. Where am I? Page 272. So that's moving along quite nicely. I think I'm like 45% of the way through now or something. But yeah, this is going well. I'm enjoying this book a lot, as I've already mentioned. And then technically, because it's already week 3, I have started listening to The Christmas Escape by Sarah Morgan, and I'll talk more about that in next week's vlog. And finally, I don't know how I do this. I always end up reading so many books, but finally I did pick up We Crossed the Bridge and It Trembled, but I'm still only on like the Roman numeral pages. So I'm not very far into this one, but yeah, I'm sure this is going to be really, really difficult to read. But I wanted to read it, so I picked this one up too. I should have my video coming out on Sunday, which will explain how you guys can enter the giveaway in celebration of the end of TBR Trail if you wanted to do that. I'm pretty sure it'd be Sunday. It's just I'm going for my booster today, so if that really knocks it out of me, then it might be like the start of next week, but hopefully it'll be Sunday. And yeah. So that's the end of this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching if you made it all the way to the end. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care everyone. Bye.